I asked myself the other day, when did I start feeling like a stranger in my own life? It is a quiet change that most of us don't even link to our hormones at first. You might be driving to a store you visited for years, but suddenly you feel a strange wave of panic for no reason. Or maybe you're standing in line for coffee and your heart starts racing, making you feel like you need to run out the door. You aren't having a nervous breakdown, and you haven't suddenly lost your ability to handle life. It is so common to wake up and feel a heavy sense of dread before your feet even hit the floor. You might find yourself snapping at your kids or your partner over something tiny, only to feel a deep wave of guilt a moment later. You probably tell yourself you're just stressed, or that you need more coffee, or that you're just burnt out from work. But deep down, there is this nagging fear that the calm, confident woman you used to be has simply disappeared. I want to offer you a different way to look at this out-of-body experience, this sudden hidden anxiety, and the feeling that you can't calm down on the inside isn't a personality flaw. You are actually experiencing one of the most ignored signals that your body is entering a new phase. For years, your hormones acted like a steady anchor for your moods, and right now, that anchor is being lifted. It's a natural shift in your chemistry, not a sign that you are failing at aging. The good news is that once we name this hidden symptom for what it actually is, the fear starts to fade. There is a very specific biological reason why your peace of mind feels under attack, and it has everything to do with a shift that starts much earlier than most doctors tell us. But why does this feeling of not being yourself happen while your periods are still regular? And what is the one simple adjustment that can help you feel steady again? Let's simplify this. The most important thing to understand about perimenopause is that your brain is often the first place to feel the shift. Welcome back to the Vital Women podcast. I'm Dr. Aiko Tanaka, and I've spent my clinical career investigating what really happens in the body after 50. I'm so glad you're here today, because if you've been feeling a sudden strange noise in your brain, like a constant hum of worry that wasn't there before, I want to tell you right now, you are not losing your mind. In my practice, I talk to women every day who are successful, capable, and strong, yet they feel like they are not feeling like themselves anymore. They describe a sudden loss of confidence or an anxiety that seems to come out of nowhere. My goal is to use my medical experience to show you the science behind these feelings. We are moving away from cold medical labels and getting back to real-world solutions that fit into your busy life. Today, we are going to walk through 5 specific reasons why this hidden anxiety is the primary symptom women ignore during this transition. We aren't just going to talk about managing stress. I'm going to show you how your internal chemistry is changing, even if your periods are still perfectly regular, and how you can support it. You'll learn why your system is reacting this way and how to find your steady ground again. My promise to you is that by the end of this episode, you'll have a clear, simple plan to quiet that internal alarm. Your body is simply responding differently to this stage of life, and I am here to help you give it the support it's asking for. Before we move into the 7 specific signs your body is giving you, I want to take a moment to really check in with you. I know how heavy it feels when you're navigating these changes all by yourself. You might feel like you're the only person in your friend group or your office who is suddenly struggling to keep up. But I promise you, that is not the case. Most women over 50 are feeling these exact same shifts in their moods and their confidence. I want us to start a real honest conversation right here in our community. I'd like you to go to the comments or the message section right now and type the word calm If you've been feeling that strange, restless hum inside your chest lately, if you feel like your internal alarm is going off for no reason and you're tired of feeling on edge, type the word steady. I read every single one of your stories because they help me understand exactly what you are going through. Are you finding that situations that used to be easy, like driving in traffic or giving a presentation, now leave you feeling shaky and overwhelmed? Or maybe you've noticed that you're worrying about things that never used to cross your mind. I'm asking because your body is sending you very specific signals. The more we share these experiences, the more we realize that this is a collective shift we are all navigating together. When you share what's happening in your day, it helps another woman realize she isn't losing it either. It builds a bridge of understanding that is so much warmer than a cold medical diagnosis. Think about the one thing that has been the hardest about your anxiety this week. Was it the brain fog that made you second-guess yourself at work? Was it feeling a bit more irritable with your family than you wanted to be? Whatever it is, put it out there. When we name these feelings, they lose their power over us. We stop seeing them as personal failures and start seeing them as signs that our system is simply asking for a different kind of support. I want this to be a place where you feel seen. So let me know. What is your story lately? Your input is what keeps this show going and reminds me why I'm so passionate about finding these simple human solutions. We're in this together. To begin, let's talk about that sudden alarm feeling. Have you ever been doing something completely normal, like sitting at your desk or watching TV, and suddenly your heart starts thumping for no reason? It feels like you've just had a major scare, even though everything around you is perfectly calm. This happens because your body's natural calming agent, progesterone, is dropping, which leaves your nervous system without its usual shield. When the shield is gone, your brain's panic center can get triggered by the tiniest things. The pitfall is that you might start avoiding social events or feeling like you can't handle a simple trip to the store because you're afraid of that jumpy feeling. A simple way to help is to focus on your breathing the second you feel that hum in your chest. Try breathing in for 4 counts and out for 6 to tell your brain there is no danger. This is just a sign that your system is responding differently to the world, and you are simply helping it find its rhythm again. Next, we have the confidence gap. Do you ever find yourself double-checking a simple email 5 times or worrying that you've made a huge mistake at work? Even though you've always been great at your job, it feels like your professional inner strength has just evaporated overnight. What's actually going on is that your fluctuating estrogen is affecting the part of your brain that handles memory and focus, creating a fog that makes you second-guess yourself. The danger here is that you might start pulling back from big opportunities or losing your voice in meetings because you don't trust your brain like you used to. To combat this, try writing down your wins for the day, no matter how small. It helps remind your brain of the facts instead of the feelings. You aren't losing your edge. Your chemistry is just in a noisy phase right now. Moving on, there is the short fuse syndrome. Have you noticed that you're losing your patience over things that never used to bother you, like a messy kitchen or a loud TV? It's that feeling where you go from 0 to 60 in a heartbeat and then feel terrible about it later. This occurs because your hormones aren't providing the steady shock absorbers they used to, making your emotional reactions much more intense. If this goes unsupported, it can put a real strain on your relationships and leave you feeling like a bad person. A practical shift is to give yourself a 10-second rule. Whenever you feel that heat rising, walk into another room before you speak. This isn't a personality flaw. It's a biological shift in how you handle stress. Then comes the constant worry loop. Do you find yourself lying awake or sitting quietly, but your mind is racing through what-if scenarios that aren't even likely to happen? This hypervigilance makes you feel like you have to be on guard at all times. Because your estrogen is swinging back and forth, your brain's threat detector is turned up to high volume. The downside is that this leads to constant mental exhaustion and keeps you from ever truly relaxing. A great tool is to designate a worry time for 10 minutes in the morning to get it all out on paper. Then tell your brain you're done for the day. You are not broken. Your internal alarm is just a bit too sensitive right now. Following that is the out-of-body experience. Sometimes you might just feel like you're watching your life happen from the sidelines, or like you're not feeling like yourself in a way that's hard to describe. It's a strange sense of disconnection from your own skin and your own history. This is often caused by the deep drop in those feel-good brain chemicals that usually work alongside your hormones. If you ignore this, it can lead to a sense of isolation or even low feelings that make you want to hide away. A simple step is to engage your senses. Try smelling a calming oil like lavender or feeling the texture of a soft blanket to bring yourself back to the moment. This is just your body navigating a new chapter, and you are more than capable of guiding it through. Another one to watch for is physical jitters. Have you felt a strange inner shakiness, almost like you've had too much caffeine, even when you haven't? Your muscles might feel tight, or you feel like you can't sit still. This inner hum is your body's reaction to the loss of progesterone, which normally keeps your muscles and mind relaxed. The risk is that this can lead to actual physical aches and joint stiffness because your body is held in a state of tension. To help your body let go, try a gentle evening stretch or a warm bath to physically signal to your muscles that it's time to settle. This is not your fault. It's just a change in your internal environment. Finally, let's talk about decision fatigue. Do you ever stand in the grocery aisle feeling completely paralyzed by which bread to buy, or find that choosing what to wear feels like an impossible task? This happens because your brain fog makes the simplest choices feel heavy and complicated. When your hormones are erratic, your brain uses more energy just to stay upright, leaving very little left for making decisions. The trouble is that you end up feeling overwhelmed by life's daily flow, leading to more anxiety. A helpful habit is to simplify your choices. Pick out your clothes the night before, or use a set meal plan so your brain has fewer small jobs to do. You are still the same smart, capable woman. Your system just needs a bit of a clearer path right now. We have explored a lot of ground today, but if you take away just one thought from our time together, let it be this: the person you've always been hasn't disappeared, and you certainly haven't done anything to cause these shifts. Your system is simply responding differently to a new chapter, and it is asking you for a different kind of support. It is not your fault that your internal chemistry has found a new rhythm. It is a natural transition that we can navigate together with a little grace and the right information. By identifying these hidden signals, the sudden jitters, the confidence gaps, and the quiet worry, you are already taking the first step toward feeling like yourself again. You are giving your internal alarm a chance to settle and finding a pace that feels sustainable for you. If this conversation made you feel a little more understood today, please like this episode and subscribe so we can stay connected. I would love for you to leave a comment telling me which of these hidden signs felt the most familiar to you lately. And make sure to tune in next time, where we are going to explore the metabolism myth and why your usual workout might actually be making you feel more tired. You are capable, you are strong, and above all, you are not broken.